right. Yeah. Exactly. Thanks for your service. Okay, folks, listen up, please. Please listen. You have 2 minutes to cast your ballot if you have not. 2 minutes, and then the results will be final and you'll get your report later. So this is a 2-minute warning. Thank you. Now go back to visiting. I heard you. Supposed to speak. Never be called. Good evening or good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the La Plata Electric Association annual meeting.
Before we dive into today's agenda, I'd like to take a moment to focus on something that's always our top priority, which is safety. To lead us off with this important reminder, I'd like to welcome up someone who lives and breathes our safety culture, Trent Weber. He is the Director of Safety, Security, and Compliance at LPA. Trent, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate you. Well, welcome everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to share a few important safety and security reminders. So in case of an emergency, please note the location of all emergency exits and where they are nearest to your seat. If there is an evacuation or if it's necessary, please remain calm and follow the guidance of LPA staff or emergency personnel. We have first aid kits located throughout our facilities and designated staff that know how to use and assist if needed. For the safety of all attendees and our employees, please stay within the designated meeting areas. Access to other parts of the facility is strictly prohibited just for our daily work, so make sure you stay within these areas. And after the conclusion of the meeting, we ask all members to promptly exit the facility. This will help our staff secure the campus and return it to normal operations. Thank you once again for being here and for paying attention to these safety and security measures. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Trent. As we begin, I'd kindly ask that everyone removes their hat and stands for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you again for everyone being here. Hi, my name is Nicole Pitcher. I am the president of the board of La Plata Electric Association. Whether you're joining us here or virtually through Zoom, I want to thank everyone for being part of our 2026 annual meeting. This is an important moment for us. It's a time to reflect on our past year, our accomplishments, our challenges, and the values that continue to guide everything we do at LPA. It is also a celebration. 2025 included a lot of work in our power supply transition, which was successfully completed on April 1st. Yeah. That work included the signing of multiple power purchase agreements to secure this power post-transition. And we signed a PPA with a regional solar facility, that's Dolores Canyon, for 40 megawatts of power. We also signed a 5.8 megawatt contract directly with Vallecito Hydro Dam, which is right here in our service territory. These are just a couple of these new power purchase agreements we were able to obtain now that we are operating independently. And with that independence, we will continue to purchase 40 megawatts of firm power from Tri-State. Just because we achieved independence doesn't mean we won't continue to work with Tri-State when it serves our members. Which is what brings me to the key meaning for why this meeting matters. In cooperatives, members aren't just customers. You own this cooperative. You have a voice, you have a vote, and you help shape the future of our organization. Every time you attend a town hall, read a newsletter, or cast a ballot, you're helping guide the direction of La Plata Electric Association. And that's what makes cooperatives different and better. We are accountable to you and not to outside investors. I also want to take a moment to recognize the people who made this possible, our LPA Board of Directors. This group brings diverse views, healthy debates, and a shared commitment to doing what's right for our members and for our communities. It has been a privilege to serve alongside them. Over the next hour, you're going to hear more about where we've been, what we've been focused on, and what lies ahead, including our energy transition, wildfire mitigation efforts, and new investments in technology and infrastructure. Looking ahead, the energy landscape is evolving. So are the expectations of our members. Our promise is to stay ahead of that curve, delivering cleaner, more resilient power without sacrificing affordability. We know that change isn't always easy, but we also know that when we lead with transparency, technical excellence, and trust, we can deliver lasting value to the communities we serve. We're proud of the ground we've covered, but as always, the most important work is up ahead. To our members, thank you for showing up, for staying informed, and for being the reason we do what we do. We're going to have an opportunity to ask questions later in the meeting after the election results are announced. Before we begin, I would also like to thank Gray's Colorado for providing lunch today and give a huge thank you to our incredible LPA staff who planned and executed this event. Your hard work is appreciated. I also want to thank those attending from Colorado Rural Electric Association. We have Larry Archibek, Damon Lockhart, and Tom Carl. We're honored to have you here. Now let's move on to our attendance report. The next order of business is for us to determine if we have a quorum. I'll turn to Graham Smith, La Plata Electric's General Counsel, to make that declaration. Graham?
Thank you, Nicole. According to Article 2, Section 4 of La Plata Electric's bylaws, 50 eligible members voting, whether in person, by mail ballot, or by electronic ballot, constitutes a quorum for the annual meeting. We've received over 50 ballots, so we do have a quorum.
Great. Next order of business is appointing an acting secretary as the parliamentarian for the meeting. I appoint LPA's Administrative Assistant, Jessica Dunbar, as acting secretary. Jessica, do you accept? And as parliamentarian, I appoint LPA's General Counsel, Graham Smith. Graham, do you accept the appointment?
Yes.
Great. I didn't have any backups. Next, I'm going to have the parliamentarian go over the official notice of the annual meeting and the standing rules and procedures.
Thank you, Nicole. Pursuant to Article 2, Section 3 of LPA's bylaws, a written, printed, or electronic notice of this annual meeting stating the place, day, and hour of the meeting was sent to all members not more than 60 days, nor less than 10 days before this meeting. This is the official meeting of the members for 2026. As for the standing rules, we have provided copies of this year's standing rules on the back of the agenda for those in person, and we have provided a copy on LPA's website for those viewing at home. May I have a motion to approve the standing rules? May I have a second? All right. All those in favor of adopting the standing rules say aye. Any opposed? The standing rules are adopted. Present picture, that's all I have regarding the notice and the standing rules.
Thank you, Graham. Can I now get a motion to approve the agenda? Can I get a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, I will call it a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Opposed? That passes. Can I get a motion to dispense with reading the minutes and approve them? Can I get a second? Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Any opposed? Great, that passes. Okay, so good afternoon again. As the board president, I am pleased to offer this report on behalf of your elected officials. At LPA, our responsibility is clear. Protect the integrity of our electric system today while positioning the cooperative for a stronger tomorrow. That clarity has guided our work this year through major decisions, leadership transitions, and ongoing improvements to system reliability and service delivery. In 2025, we worked to execute our decision to withdraw from the wholesale power contract with Tri-State. We were able to finally apply the many years of financial modeling, legal diligence, and strategic evaluation to the real thing. The rationale was straightforward: to secure a more flexible, cost-effective, and sustainable power supply for our members. And here we are now, with a totally new power supply portfolio, exercising a core cooperative principle: autonomy and independence. We are now charting a path that better reflects the needs of the communities that we serve. On the outside, it doesn't look like anything has changed. The lights are still on, reliability remains strong, outage response times remain fast, and capital upgrades proceed on pace. That's a direct result of the commitment and professionalism of our staff, and the board thanks them for it. 2025 was Chris Hansen's first full year as our CEO, and we want to congratulate him for crushing the transition. Yes. While his qualifications are substantially are substantial, more importantly, his approach reflects the expectations of this board and this membership. He is accessible, responsive, and deliberate in his leadership. Chris has excelled at providing any and every opportunity for member engagement, and we want to thank our members for participating in every event, board meeting and town hall we hosted. We continue to be in a dynamic moment. As energy costs soar around the nation, the board remains focused on risk management, long-range planning, and ensuring that LPEA maintains financial health through our future. Later, Chris is going to outline these key milestones from 2025 and preview the road ahead. But I'll close with this. As directors, we never lose sight of the fact that we work for you, our members. We know the decisions ahead about our power supply, rate design, and infrastructure investments aren't simple. The energy world is evolving fast, and with that comes complexity. Your board is here to represent you, but we can only do that well if we hear from you. So I encourage you, reach out to your district directors, read the newsletters, attend a board meeting or watch the recordings, bring your questions, challenge assumptions, and seek to understand not just what we're doing, but why. Every decision we make starts with the understanding and ends with that responsibility. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. I will now welcome to the stage our CEO, Hanson, to highlight more of LPEA's 2025 operational achievements.
All right. Well, thank you, President Pitcher, Vice President Compton. It is a pleasure to be with everyone today at my second annual meeting. Big thank you to everyone who's helped myself, my family settle into Durango and be a part of this amazing community. And I'm excited to share with you some of our accomplishments over the last 12 months of 2025. So with that, let's jump right in. This is our final year of using the North Star as our kind of organizing principle to how we keep track of our operations and our progress. You can see the six areas that we track under that approach. And I'll talk a little bit about how the board in October adopted some adjustments to this. But I think the basic principles still apply. We want to be safe and excellent in all we do. Of course, we're working hard to keep the lights on every single day. We're trying to source clean, local, and lowest cost power that we can for the members. We want to be a trusted community partner, maintain strong financial health, and always be prepared for the future. So how have we done this year? Well, this was a big year of change, and 2025 was a tremendous amount of detailed work getting ready for that moment of transition, which came at midnight on March 31st of 2026. As the board voted in March of 2024, we left a 50-year wholesale power contract that had a lot of different restrictions on how we could operate and how we could create value for our membership. And I think we're seeing some immediate results from that. A few highlights for you. We are experiencing wholesale costs that are about 22% lower in April of 2026 compared to where they were during March of 2026. And our greenhouse gas emissions, our carbon emissions, have dropped approximately 20% since the end of 2025. The other big thing that happened on midnight of March 31st, 2026, is we've joined the regional transmission organization, the RTO, called the Southwest Power Pool. And this is providing immediate advantage for our members because we can buy and sell capacity and energy now over a very large regional footprint, giving our members access to many more options and therefore market competition and better pricing. So these are some of the big things that happened, and 2025 was all about preparing for this big day in our collective history. So let's get into a few more details. Those were the headlines. Let's start with our first part of our North Star, be safe and excellent in all we do. And this is a chance for us to talk a little bit about our safety performance and our outage performance. Of course, we're trying to make sure we never have an outage, but all of us have lived here long enough to know either a raccoon, a squirrel, a lightning strike, or a windstorm can get in the way of meeting that goal, and we had a few of those in 2025. But I'm pleased to report that we had 0 lost time accidents or incidents in 2025. And this is a tremendous testament to the focus on safety that we have every day with our crews, with our operations. A big thank you to the entire safety team and operational team for delivering that great result in 2025. It also meant that we were awarded the highest safety award by the American Public Power Association. And APPA is the acronym. That includes all the co-ops and municipal systems in the entire country. So basically everybody but the investor-owned utilities, part of APPA, and we were awarded their highest safety award. So it's a great achievement from last year. As we get into some of the statistics on incident rates, one of those is referred to as the total recordable incident rate. That was at 1.85. That means a scratch that has to be reported is on that statistic. But you can see the national average of 2.2. We're well below that, so that's a great thing to celebrate. And then there's another acronym in the industry called DART, Days Away or Restricted Time Incidents, and we were lower than the national average of 1.5. Keeping the lights on. 2025 was a year of exceptional reliability. We had 45 outages over the course of the 12 months. It affected more than 250 members and lasted for more than 30 minutes. So those are kind of seen as medium or large outages as defined in the industry. And we were 5 less, and we had 45, but we are dropping compared to our 10-year average. So that's really what we're tracking. Is there's going to be ups and downs on this one because of weather or raccoons. There are a couple that actually live to tell the tale. That's quite a picture. But we continue to see improvement on that important measure. And we had 5 less than our 10-year average of about 50. Our annual average outage duration was 5 hours less than the national average. And members experienced an average of 0.9 outages on average, again, less than the national of 1.3. And what does that mean in minutes? Well, our outages averaged 67.1 for those major events, which was far shorter than the national of 128 or the Colorado average of 141. So this is how we're benchmarking our performance and hopefully gives you a sense of the progress we're making on reliability and how it compares both in our neighborhood but also nationally on these important statistics. Many of these statistics have improved over the years because of the operational investments that we're making on your behalf. Things like replacing old lines, replacing old poles, putting up Raptor protection devices. If you're next time you're driving down the road, take a look for those little triangles that are at the top of the poles. What are those there for? Well, they make sure a bird of prey does not land, stretch their wings, and hit 2 lines at once. That's when bad things happen for that bird. That's when bad things happen for you. And those devices, relatively simple, but we've installed them all over the system, and it's helped us to have better reliability and, just as importantly, protect birds of prey. So great double win there on those sorts of investments. And we've also completed 9 major capital projects during the course of 2025. And you can see the picture here. Does anybody live in the Mayday area? Any of our members from the Mayday area? This is our line replacement. We had a very old stretch of conductor on that corridor. And you can see the crews here doing great work on replacing that line and improving our reliability in the Mayday area. All right, let's keep going. Oops, accidentally hit it twice. There we go. Sourcing low cost, clean, and local power. This was a big priority for us in 2025 and continues to be a key focus now in 2026. So a few examples to share with you. Here's a picture of the Sunnyside facility. We are looking to now expand that facility, but you can see we've got almost 2 megawatts of solar operating just south of Durango. That typically provides enough power for about 600 homes. The other project that President Pitcher mentioned earlier, Viacedo, about just shy of 6 megawatts, and that typically will provide about 2,500 homes from that contract. Also very proud to be a regional partner in the Dolores facility that's owned and operated by Tri-State. We signed a 40 megawatt PPA with the Dolores Canyon facility, and that will power about 11,500 homes over the course of the year. So great progress in 2025 on building up our local portfolio of generation options. Being a trusted community partner, big part of our North Star. This is a few examples of how we are working to be a trusted partner. You can see here our scholarship and grant programs. We're going to have a chance today to celebrate a bunch of our incredible local students with the 2026 version of this. We also hosted a new type of event called the Community Power X. We've had 2 of them now. Just did one last month, and we did one in October where we rented out the Durango Theater. Was anybody in the room join us for the Community Power X? We got a few folks who were there. We had about 150 people signed up for that. So really wonderful new format to do deep dives into different topics that affect our membership. We engaged with almost 2,500 members through 40 different events in 2025. We also, very proud to announce, raised some significant dollars for direct assistance for our members who might be struggling with their power bill or their energy bills. And then I also can't forget to mention the incredible work that IBEW, our labor partners, do on food drives, especially during the fall. You can see there money and pounds of food that were collected and raised in both Pagosa and Durango areas. On financial health, the big headline for us this year was our very first financial rating from a public rating agency. So you may have heard of things like S&P or Moody's. Fitch is another big one in this area that does a lot of work with energy companies around the globe. And we submitted all of our information, financial information, all of our books to them for review. And they came back with an A+ credit rating, which is really great news for you as members, because that means anytime that we need to take on debt to cover a new capital project, for example, we're able to do that at a much better interest rate because we've been given this public rating. So kind of think of it as your own FICO score, if you will, your own credit score. You can be proud to know that your co-op has an A+ credit rating, and that's publicly released and as an A+, and we're really proud of that accomplishment in 2025. A couple of other things that we're very proud of, the ratios of our debt to our equity. You can see there 55%, so well above the industry par, which is typically between around 40% to 50%. You can see here also the modified debt service coverage for all the CPAs in the room. But that basically means, do you have the income coming in to cover the debts which you owe? And the answer is yes, emphatically. We are at 3.0, and typically the target industry-wide is 1.35. So really strong financials as we wrapped up 2025. Our price per kilowatt hour continues to be below the state average, and we were proud during the announcement of the rate changes at the start of 2025. We're actually able to lower our energy charges down to 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour, down from 12 cents. And the board instead decided to adjust our base charge to account for the large number of second, third, often unoccupied homes in our service territory. And folks from Durango and Pagosa know this when they look around our counties. We know that there's a large number of those types of units, and we really felt like we needed to make sure that they were paying their fair share of the system costs, because of course, whether you sell 100 kilowatt hours or 0 kilowatt hours, we have to buy the equipment to serve those homes, even if no one is living there. And so the board, I think, made a great decision in increasing the base charge, but lowering our per kilowatt hour charge to benefit our local residents who are here 12 months out of the year. So those are a few of the changes that we made and maintained strong financial health. How are we preparing for the future? Well, a few highlights for you from 2025. First and foremost, worked hard on getting in place a residential battery energy storage set of rebates. So if folks are interested in adding storage at your business, at your home, we have rebates available to help our members do that. And that can be a lot of great advantages, both on the reliability side in case of an outage. Also provides a great chance to lower your overall energy costs over the years. Another thing that we added is drone inspections. That technology has improved immensely. And if you think about some of the places where our power lines are, they're pretty hard to get to in some situations. And so drones are a great set of tools where we can set up the coordinates of our poles and then have those drones do automatic inspection program, bring all of those images, both visual and infrared images, back, analyze those, and continue to improve reliability because we can spot faults quicker by using things like automated drone technology. We also worked closely with La Plata County to get in place utility scale BESS code. So that was a lot of work in 2025 to prepare for that eventual decision that the county made early in 2026. We also continued our transition over to electrifying our fleet of vehicles that go out and serve our members. That is paying particular dividends right now with diesel prices at very elevated levels. And we reduced the amount of diesel that we consume by switching, in many cases, to light-duty EVs. So that's paying good dividends for the membership. We also work closely with Fort Lewis College to facilitate its first of its kind virtual solar lab. I highly encourage, if you get a chance to see this, to take a look at really incredible design tool that the students are using there, and we've collaborated with them on solar designs around the county. We also did a lot of work with the National Lab of the Rockies, formerly known as NREL, to find solutions to expanding our ability to bring in more solar at the neighborhood level. And we've had some constraints over the past years on that front, and great to do that modeling work with them so that we could continue to bump up the amount of rooftop solar that we have in LPEA's territory. All right, just a few more to go here. That's a bit of a recap of the 6 areas that we tracked in 2025 as per our strategic goals from the board. But let's think ahead about what's next. So as President Pitcher said, today is a chance to look back and celebrate some accomplishments, also a great chance to look forward. So here is the updated mission that is the same as the mission we had before the board took a fresh look at this area. This is in place when I started the job, continues to be our focus, which is to provide our members safe, reliable electricity at the lowest reasonable cost while being environmentally responsible. So nothing changed on the mission side, but we did make some adjustments to some of our language around our vision and our strategic goal. So first, our vision. And this is really a chance for us to boil down, encapsulate what we are focused on every day as your co-op staff. We want to be member-powered, future-focused, and become a national leader in operational area after operational area. This is what the board voted in October and adopted, and we are excited to carry this work forward in 2026 and beyond. What is our strategic goal? Well, we've now narrowed with the board down to a single strategic goal, but a goal that has 2 parts. And this is a great way for us every day to remind ourselves, how do our annual goals as staff, how do the topics that come before the board, how do they fit in to this strategic goal? And the first part is our members will on average pay less for electric service, total cost of service, than 70% of our peers, the other Colorado cooperatives. And I'm pleased to report that as of today, we have met that mark. And then by 2030, reduce our carbon emissions by more than 80% from 2005 levels, surpassing the state climate goals. So that is the goal that is in state statute, and our commitment is to meet or beat that goal by the time we get to the end of the decade. So that's what the board has adopted as our strategic goal, and we were working hard in this current year to continue to meet those targets. So as we look back on 2025, I mentioned in the headlines some big changes for us, particularly the transitions that we made away from a long-term wholesale single supplier, in this case Tri-State, to having a number of different agreements and a more diverse portfolio. So we had to do things like get a bridge power agreement in place with Mercuria, withdrawal agreements with Tri-State, make sure we've got all of our power purchase agreements ready to go as we make that transition. I mentioned the credit rating, I mentioned things like transmission access, and you can see how that's played out for us now in the regional market. Our onboarding into the regional market, we had to create more metering at our wholesale level because of that change. So a whole number of agreements here and steps that we needed to take to make sure we were ready for the transition. And I think it's a great moment, as we look back, this was the hard work that we were doing day in and day out in 2025, so that hopefully you noticed absolutely nothing on April 1st of this year. And I think we're proud to say we were able to accomplish that and put us in a great spot as we go forward. But these are some of the pieces of detailed work that we accomplished together. So with that, I'm pleased now to wrap up this portion of the program. We got a chance to look back, a chance to look forward a little bit, and make sure folks have a good sense of the goals, the mission, the vision that the board has set for your co-op. And with that, I'm excited to move into the next part of our program, which is our chance to celebrate our scholarship winners. Right. That's when you need a quick curtain, and then we shift over to the next stage. All right. Well, this is one of the funnest things that we get to do each year. Is you saw on our community commitments of how we are making sure we're investing in the future, and this is a wonderful way to put that into action and to help the incredible young people in this community and across our service territory as they get ready to go on to post-secondary education of different types. So we do that by investing in our local students. And this year, we received 36 scholarship applications from across the service territory, and a volunteer committee of 6 community members reviewed all the applications. And today, we're proud to recognize 5 exceptional recipients who will collectively receive $100,000 in scholarship support to help pursue their higher education dreams. Absolutely. And I think we have most of our winners here today. So I'm going to go ahead and announce our winners. And if they can come up as they're called, we're going to get a chance to give them a certificate and a little gift of appreciation, and we'll be able to recognize them. If you don't mind, let's go ahead and save our applause till we get to the end of the list, and we'll be able to celebrate all the students at the end. So as soon as I call your name, go ahead and come up, and we'll get ready for that presentation. So our LPEA scholarship winner, the first one to announce, is Andre Craig. All right, congratulations. Come on up, Andre. You have to have a cooler bag before you go to college, right? Got to keep things cold. Your lunch. Lunch. All right. Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Andre. Our second recipient. Oh, and Andre, I almost forgot. Where are you headed to next year? UT Austin. All right. You see the tepid applause for UT Austin? There might be a reason for that, Andre, but all right. Next, I want to bring up Max McGee. Congratulations, Max. All right, Max, where are you headed next year?
I'm going to Colorado School of Mines for mechanical engineering.
All right, great choice. Great choice. Well done. Well done. Do you want to grab a cooler? Might need one of those in Golden. All right. Next, we are happy to announce our winner of the John Volker Memorial Scholarship. This is so I should say the last 2 students, Andre and Max, are going to receive $7,000 per year for 4 years. So really want to wish them well in their studies, and don't cheer too hard for the Longhorns. All right. Now we're going to move on to the John Volker Memorial Scholarship. This is $5,000 for 2 years to pursue vocational, technical, or junior college education. So let's first bring up Tilia. I hope I said that correctly. Come on up, Tilia Clausen from Durango High School. Congratulations. Super. All right. Yeah. All right. And tell us about your plans next year.
I'm going to Colorado City to study atmospheric and oceanic sciences.
All right. Let's go Buffs. All right. Let's go on to our next recipient. Please welcome up Zane Pontine. Zane, are you here? Fantastic. Zane's about to graduate from Ignacio. Well done. Dane, tell us what you're up to next year.
I'm going to Colorado Mesa to study aviation.
Right. Well done. Congratulations. Right, that's right. Greg, you might need a cooler in Grand Junction. Just maybe. All right, we got just a few more to go here. Next on our list is our LPA Line Worker Scholarship. This provides a chance for folks to study at the U.S. Line Worker Program of their choice, $12,000 to support that training. So welcome up Asher Thiessen. Well done. And tell us your plan.
I'm planning to go to CMU in Grand Junction, study to be a lineman.
Fantastic. All right. That's a great program. Congratulations. Okay, just one to go. We've got Josiah Shoemaker. Josiah, are you here? I think he was the one of our recipients who wasn't able to make it over today from San Juan Mountain School over in Pagosa, and he's also going to be studying line worker, but he'll be at Trinidad State College down in Trinidad, Colorado. So let's give him a round of applause. All right, and to wrap up this portion, how about one more round of applause for all of our winners? All right, another really fun part of what we do here at LPEA is support a national program that takes emerging leaders from the high school side and allows them to go to DC and get a chance to see the federal government up close. And so NRECA, which is our National Association of Cooperatives, puts this on every year, and we are pleased this year to send 4 students to be a part of that program. And so let's go ahead and bring up our winners for this. They're going to join 30 other students from across Colorado. Penelope Cartwright. Where's Penelope? Did she make it over? Come on up. Come on up.
No way. To me?
I just want to be clear. The college kids got a big cooler. The high school kids are getting a lunch pail. I just want to be clear about this as the dad of 2 teenage boys. All right. One in college, one in high school. All right. Next up, Bennett Easterday. Are you here? Congratulations, Bennett. All right. Next, we have Julian Reeves. Julian. All right. Congratulations. All right. Last but certainly not least, Lucia Riviera. Lucia here. We clearly have a pattern here. Pagosa's a long ways away. All right. Well, we will get a certificate and the gift over to Lucia. And with that, let's have one final round of applause for our youth tour winners. All right. And with that, I'm now going to turn it over to our Vice President, Ted Compton.
Thank you. I didn't even know I got to sit at the front today, but since President pitched on the ballot, the responsibility of certifying and announcing the election results falls to the Vice President. So first off, let me bring Matt from Survey Ballot Systems up, and we'll do a couple quick signatures, and then Matt will report the results. Other than getting lunch, this is probably the #1 things you guys showed up for. One more signature. And I wasn't looking, so the suspense is just as good for me as it is for all of you. Over to you, Matt, for our results.
Thank you, Ted. First off, I want to say thank you to La Plata Electric for trusting in survey and ballot systems to run your board of director elections. This will be the third year that we've worked together. I also want to thank La Plata Electric, the board of directors, the members, and the election committee for trusting in survey and ballot systems. One quick thing before we get into the election results, survey and ballot system works with co-ops across the country. We help with about 330 board of director elections from Alaska all the way to Florida and everywhere in between. So without further ado, I think we just got to go to the next slide. For District 1, Nicole Pitcher received 1,175 votes. James Lane received 1,117 votes. District 2 was uncontested. District 3, we have Jennifer Jenkins with 1,479 votes, Jody Zuber with 677 votes. And in District 4, we have John Purser with 1,185 votes and David Lucian with 1,117 votes.
Yeah, go ahead and read off the votes for the bylaw amendment.
Yep. And then lastly, for the bylaw, the yes votes were 6,088. The no votes were 1,479.
All right, thanks very much, Matt. So Matt just gave us the results. It's my job to give the congratulations. So in District 1, congratulations to Nicole Pitcher. In District 2, no competition, but congratulations to Greg Barber. District 3, congratulations to Jennifer Jenkins. And in District 4, congratulations to John Purser. This is your newly elected board directors. Maybe you all got it. Greg got top billing. And I think the next item on our agenda is to move into Q&A. Chris, can you take over?
All right. Thank you, Ted, for taking that part of the agenda. And we encourage folks to submit their questions in writing. So we'll get through a bunch of these. We've got the next 15 minutes or so set aside for trying to respond to as many of these as we can. Certainly happy to stick around afterwards as well. And then we'll have a chance, if anyone has a question they didn't get submitted, we'll have a chance to be able to contribute that from the floor if we have time. So with that in mind, I think we also have a survey that we're going to have available for folks as well. Is that right, JZ? There a QR code? And if it's all right, let's go ahead and. No, maybe that QR code did not get on that slide. That's all right. All right. We'll just make sure folks were able to access the ability to submit those questions, and we got quite a few of them in writing here today as well. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in. What is the status of allowing some export in red areas? So I believe this person is probably referring to some of the areas in our system where we had constraints on adding new rooftop solar without storage. Pleased to report that we have made significant progress on this issue. While we're certainly considering or asking folks to consider batteries as part of their overall system, we have done a number of studies, as you probably saw on the summary slides, about the system modeling with what was formerly NREL is now the National Lab of the Rockies, and made sure that we can add more solar to certain parts of our system where we saw constraints. So I'm pleased to report that as we go forward, we've got more capacity, and we think we have effectively eliminated this issue for our members. So thanks so much for this question. All right. Question: what has been decided regarding the BEST facility at Shenandoah Substation? So we are moving forward with an application with La Plata County to pursue a battery energy storage system at our Sunnyside site. That is the site that fits the rules that the county established at their January meeting. And so we don't have any plans right now to pursue a battery system at Shenandoah. So our focus right now for adding grid scale storage is at the Sunnyside site, where we're also pursuing additional upgrades to our solar facilities. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's see. Is LPA looking into the development of small local fusion reactors for electricity? As a big fan of the Back to the Future series, we don't have any fusion reactors just yet. As a nuclear engineer, I can't wait till the day we do. But yeah, that's not commercially available, fusion technology. The questioner may also be interested in fission technology, which is what we currently use to make electricity. There are no plans that I'm aware of for a fission reactor being developed in Southwest Colorado. I do know there are groups interested in the Craig area that have supported that, and in the Pueblo area that are looking for developers to evaluate those sites, but I'm not aware of any developers who are looking at Southwest Colorado sites. So hopefully that answers that question. And then, are we against data center development? Well, this is a little bit similar to the nuclear question in that there are no proposals right now for any data centers. So I guess we don't really have a board position. There hasn't been any votes or anything on whether or not we're for or against them, because there are no proposals right now. We do have an obligation to serve. That is sort of our starting point. If someone requests service, we do our best to evaluate that and make sure that anyone requesting any service, whether it be a home, a new oil and gas rig or facility, or any facility, we do our best to evaluate that and make sure that new development pays for new development. But again, we have no proposals at this point on any new data centers in our service territory. Here's a question about: is LPEA offering a $5 to $10 bill credit for members who attend the annual meeting today? I mean, you got a free lunch. That was pretty good. The answer is no. We do not add an additional bill credit. We are very glad to have you here today, and I hope you enjoyed your lunch. But yeah, no additional bill credit will be offered. Let's see. Here's a question. What would constitute a major decision requiring a member to vote? Requiring a member vote. And I think what I'll do is actually ask for help from Graham on this one, because he is keeps a close eye on the bylaws, and our bylaws carefully define what requires a vote.
Thank you, Chris. So according to our bylaws, members vote on electing the board of directors. They also vote on bylaw changes other than changes that are mandated by changes to state law. They also vote on the sales of assets in excess of 10% of LPEA's total assets in any 1 year. And after 2002, they would require a vote of the membership if LPEA were to establish or fund any for-profit subsidiary corporation. So those are things that are specifically enumerated to the membership to vote on under our bylaws. Other than that, our articles of incorporation vest the operational authority of the corporation in its board of directors.
All right, thanks, Graham, for a very clear explanation. All right, this one I think I'm going to pass off to our president and vice president. And the question is: how does our board define or interpret honest and candid communication?
Well, we have a public comment period at the beginning of our board meetings, and that is an opportunity for people to ask questions. There is no personal attacks allowed at those meetings, which is stated very clearly. Otherwise, that is a great opportunity to speak to the entire board at once. We're also available as board directors. We have our emails out there. We are your neighbors. We represent, as you can see, these are very small elections. These were your neighbors and your friends, and we're available in that way. Honest, I think that we do a really good job. There's a lot of noise out there about interpretations of financial analytics, and we do a really good job of putting that forward both in our Finance and Audit Committee meetings, which are open. You can look at our books at that time, and then at the end of the year, at this annual meeting, we allow you to see our audited financial documents, which have just been released. Maybe you can touch on some areas I missed, or?
No, you didn't miss anything. I would just say, in sort of personal opinion, because the board hasn't gotten together and said this is exactly how we interpret these things. But from a personal standpoint, I would say I interpret this exactly the same way that you interpret this. This is honest and candid. And the only caveat to that is that we're running a business here. There are contracts and there are deals and there are certain things that we are just not allowed to disclose because it would compromise either our position or the position of the partner that we're making the deal with. So other than those things, we see honest and candid just the way you see honest and candid. And come talk to us anytime.
Thanks. All right. The last card I have here, maybe my favorite question of the day. How is our ballroom coming? You are in it. This is our ballroom. It's sort of a multifunctional space. Put a basketball hoop up in here, cornhole. Yeah, we're ready for anything here at the LPEA ballroom. We've got snipers on the roof. It's incredible. It's really incredible. All right. That is the total set of written questions that I received. Just looking at staff to see if any others came in. That is it. Okay. All right. Well, Ted said he would be our roving talk show host. If anyone has a comment, or sorry, if anybody has a question they want to add here at the end of our Q&A, we got time for a couple.
I see a stander and a hander. I'll go to the stander first. Yeah, let us know who you are.
This is not a question. It's a thank you to three individuals that work for. Yeah, get that a little closer here. Thank you. Good day to you. I am Jack Barrett, and my wife is Rosie, of 57 years. Plus is not here. She's not here today because she's working. Rosie and I believe in prayer, and the United States is a praying nation. Thousands of individuals met in Washington, D.C. last Sunday to rededicate themselves and to our nation to God. Over the past 2 years, since we were notified about the Bayfield Ponderosa 115 kV transmission line designed to go across our property, we have had lots of prayer about it and for us. Prayer works. Last year, Rosie and I were very frustrated with the process then. Since then, Chris, Nicole, and Graham have met with us several times and have shown us that LPEA really cares. We look forward to finishing up the process that is good for the people in LPEA. Keep praying for our nation, LPEA, and all the public works, individuals, and companies. Thank you.
I'm interested. Just talk. Okay, Chris, I want to hear more about the drone program. How many, how often, how far? And also, tell staff that the screen really needs to be a little higher. We're having a battle of heads back here trying to be able to read it. And I'm not even halfway back.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, we'll see if we can get, we'll add to our ballroom here with a higher screen. Yeah. Thank you for the question. So a little bit more detail about our drone program. We have, I believe our current count is 7 drones that we own and that we have pilots for here at LPEA. We have also, on occasion, brought in contractors to do specific line looks for us or inspections for us, especially for some of the harder areas. And so you may see contractors on occasion doing that, but we tried to move most of it in-house because it's so much more efficient financially for the membership. How often we are trying to inspect every pole, all 40,000 of them, once every 3 years. So that gives you a little sense of the cadence. So we need to do, 12, 15,000 a year roughly to get through that. And this is one of the great things about the drones is we can set up basically the GPS coordinates for every pole, input that into the drone navigation, and very efficiently move through those inspections. So, we're going to see each pole about every 3 years, one way or another. And so, yeah, I suppose you could work out kind of a daily rate, but of course we can't fly every day. There's going to be bad weather days, high wind days, etc. And so we try to just chip away at it throughout the year as we get the right weather. So does that answer your question? Yeah, thank you. Any more hands? All right, got one over there. And then it's time for the raffle.
Hi, my name is Jeff Craig. It seems like you guys are doing a great job meeting the state for renewable energy. I was just wondering, where is LPA at right now in terms of like percentage of power we make from renewables and percentage from fossil fuels, and what's the plan for those percentages going forward?
Yeah, great question. So as of I guess the last month, April, we are at approximately 50% decarbonized sources. So wind, solar, hydro are the principal pieces of that portfolio. And so the power we're delivering is approximately 50% without any emissions tied to it. Our plan, thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of work to get to this point, but we know we have more work to go. To meet the legal requirement by the end of the decade, we're going to need to up that to at least 80%. I'm seeing a pretty clear path right now to be able to exceed that. I don't want to give an exact number at this point because we're still working on those power purchase agreements and capacity agreements. But I'm feeling very confident that the great team we have here, we've got some wonderful support from the board to go out and really analyze and turn over every stone of the opportunities. And while there are certainly headwinds in some of these markets, especially in the last year, we're still seeing some great opportunities that we can lock in over the course of the next 12 months approximately, so that we're ready to go by the time we get to 2030 to meet or exceed that goal. So appreciate the question. Anyone else? If not, it's raffle time. Who doesn't love a good raffle? Okay, let's do it.
That is officially the end of the agenda, which is our door prize winnings.
Well, I hit the gavel.
Yeah. Okay.
That ends the annual meeting for 2026.
Okay, everyone who is present should have been given a raffle ticket. If your number is drawn, come on up and collect your prize. You do have to be here to win. First, we've got 4 of these BioLite solar panels right here. Drawing ticket number 1 is, do I draw?
Yeah, you get to draw. You get to draw.
Okay.
We're looking.
Ticket number 1 is 192440. Oh, close. I heard a close.
Oh, we got a winner. We got a winner.
Down.
I'd say chicken dinner, but you get a solar panel instead.
Okay, moving right along. 192439. Oh, close again. Got a winner coming up. The gentleman in green with a new solar panel. Okay. We also got now our next prize, 192343. Okay.
Is that person here? No.
Not here. Next raffle. Okay, I'm pulling for you, Jack. Okay, we've got 192341.
Somebody shake that box.
Totally.
Dig in there.
Okay.
Get to the bottom.
Next up, we've got 192442. Okay,
There's a
winner over there.
There's the winner.
Okay, one more solar panel to draw.
Joy.
It is 192446. 192446. Next one. 192444. I think I'm mixing too much, maybe. Okay, here we go.
Oh, we got a winner.
Got a winner, right?
I found his ticket. All right.
Okay, and the next thing we're looking at are these chargers. Looks like it's a
For your next long journey.
Okay, we've got two of these. 192269. Okay, here
Winner.
it comes. Gentleman in blue. And our final winner is 192443. 443. There she
is. Oh, it's Julian.
Double winner today. Yeah.
There you go. Enjoy.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, with the meeting officially over and all the door prizes handed out, I just want to add one more thank you for coming today. Appreciate everyone's participation, casting your vote, being a part of your co-op. And we look forward to seeing you again in our ballroom next year. If the new directors could join us at the front, we're going to get a picture.
Oh, congratulations. Yes, I'm glad you another 3 years.